Hey, what is going on, everyone? How's it going? We're back with a race recap once again. 8th round of the season right now. Daytona. Yes, I know I'm a week late again, but I'll be back on track with Indianapolis as soon as I can, and hopefully I'll be right on the schedule for next week. So, in the 250 East Coast, we had a great start by Tom Vial, followed by Nate Thrasher, Hunter Lawrence, and then Max Anstey. We see then in the first lap on the sin section, we have Nate Thrasher going to the outside trying to keep the momentum and the speed, but Lawrence goes around the outside too. The two lines come together, and Lawrence being on the inside and a little bit further than Thrasher means that Thrasher goes down and Lawrence gets second position and keeps on. Hunter Lawrence then making a quick work of Tom Vial to pass for the lead and trying to pull away to have a clean race, a calm race. But then we see Tom Vial, who was running a great race in the first stages already, is down after the whoops because he came up short on the asymmetric jumps trying to make the triple and gets launched forwards. It was really scary to watch, but fortunately he went back on his feet and walked away, so not really too dangerous for him or too problematic, so no injuries. And then we see Hayden Deegan, the rookie, having kind of a redemption from last week in Arlington, who wasn't really his best weekend. It was his worst weekend to date, which is it's not saying anything much because he's still a rookie and it was his third pro event. This is the fourth, and he's fighting Jeremy Martin, veteran of the class, for a third position at Daytona. So really good job, especially when he made the pass from the outside, blocking Martin's inside line, sweeping across to take the third position. Then with 9 minutes to go, we see Nate Thrasher, who got back up to 11th position after the contact with Hunter Lawrence on the first lap, but then coming back up with all the fury on all the speed he had. He tried to quad to pass Chance Hymas, but he came up short, and also he didn't jump straight, so he went in the tough block and went down. Unfortunately, that was the end of his positive comeback. Could have been a top 5 finish, I think, maybe even a podium. I reckon he had the speed to get back to Deegan at least and pass him. But then with 5 minutes to go, Moseman was running around the top 5, came up short on the triple in the starting section before the off-camber corner, and got caught up in the tough blocks, losing some time, falling and losing some time. So in the end, it was Hunter Lawrence with the win, Max Anstey in second, and Hayden Deegan, after having his worst weekend to date in the pro class, which wasn't that bad actually, had his first podium in a pro main event at Daytona, and only is his 4th appearance. So it was really something great. It was great. I mean, and in the 450, at the start, in front there were Tomac, followed by Webb, and then Chase Sexton battling with Barsha for 3rd position. Webb passes Tomac in the second corner for the lead to try to block the Daytona master and try to stay ahead to possibly win and gain back more points for the championship. And Sexton, who certainly had the speed to keep up with the leaders, made a mistake in ascent and allowed Barsha to get close again and staying on his tail and losing time to Tomac for the 2nd position. With 13 minutes to go, Tomac is trying to putting pressure on Cooper Webb and making the pass at one point, but Webb straight through, forces his way back in the lead again. They collide, they have contact, but none of them go down, so it was clear, calm, respectful, not dirty. So it was a great battle to watch. But then just after 2 minutes later, Cooper Webb made a mistake in the first rhythm lane. Looks like he maybe misshifted the gear. He really seemed held back up and couldn't triple in the section. Had to double in, so that allowed Tomac to go through for the lead. Then we see Sexton recovering from the mistake earlier in the descent, coming in closer to the first two, keeping on making up ground because once again he had the speed. He had even more speed than the guys in front, but keep on making these mistakes and he's never able to take it in the end. So after a couple of laps, Sexton once again made a mistake after the bridge, allowing again Barsha to get closer to him and trying to pass, but gets pushed off track by some really on the line defensive moves by Chase Sexton, and so managed to keep third position. Barsha wasn't too happy about that. We could see him from his body language on the bike. Then once again it was not over because I don't remember if it was the next lap or 2 laps later, once again he stalled the bike in the off-camber corner, and when in a hurry trying to start back the bike and get back on, Barsha trying to pass him, didn't look behind, he just went on and ran into him, but that caused Barsha to fall down, so he was already mad at Sexton and couldn't imagine what he felt about that. RJ Hampshire had a good race in the 450s, running in 8th position at Daytona, which is a really physical track. And he was in front of guys like Aaron Plessinger and Dean Wilson, so not really the last guys you see or the guys you see at your local track trading. Which is, I know, not to minimize the talent that the guys have, because at my local track actually there's a guy who used to run wild cards in the MXGP, so I know there are some pretty fast guys and raced in the Italian Supercross, so I know there's some really fast guys around, and they go also in the local tracks. Really often they're in the local tracks, especially if they live close, but I mean it's not your typical average Joe. They're fast guys. And he was also just 3 seconds away from Ken Roczen in 7th position, which is really no slouch. So, good work, good race by Hampshire, keeping that 8th position, so it was great. But in the end, Tomac won his 7th Daytona Supercross, becoming tied with Richard Petty for the most successful rider. I mean, Richard Petty was the driver, but I guess so, in Daytona history. So, really, that's a record I really didn't ever thought about. I really never thought about, but I guess it's because I'm not American, so I don't know all that stuff, but crucially passing RC, Ricky Carmichael, for 3rd all time in the wins in Supercross. Webb concluding in 2nd and Chase Sexton in 3rd. So once again, I'm 1 week late. Yes, I know that. But I'm going back on track. I'm watching Indianapolis kind of after editing and posting this video. So hopefully in a day or 2 days, I'll be good to go with Indianapolis and we'll be ready for the next rounds and on track and on time. So until the next video, take care, be happy, and just, I don't even know what to say. I'll just see you in the next video. Bye.